Governor Otom, on his own perspective, has said herders' attack on farmers will only end when open grazing is eliminated completely and ranching is embraced. He said, on rising kidnapping across the country, we don't know the truth of the allegation that desperate politicians brought foreign mercenaries to help them win election. Senator Ali Dume, on his part, said that leaders are masterminding ethnic tension. Political class, especially from the president to the governors, seldom fight openly. However, but they pitch people against one another. He alluded to the case of 11 soldiers who had gone on a peace mission and were killed in Benue State. He said the governor only said perpetrators will be brought to book. He said governors and other leaders will account for those killed in their states. Very strong words, and is also showing that everybody is concerned about security. And the Governors Forum also had their own perspective. This was revealed by the chairman of the Governors Forum and Governor of Ekiti State, Governor Kayode Fayemi. He called for engagement by federal authorities and security to deal with the multifaceted challenges. He praised measures taken by states in dealing with the insurgency, banditry, kidnapping, and other social vices. On concerns over Executive Order 10, he said a committee of the state Governors Forum, is to engage representatives of the legislature and the judiciary, and they will convey their position of the Governors Forum. Meanwhile, the Judicial Service Union, JUSON, has vowed to continue its nationwide strike until demands of financial autonomy of judiciary is implemented by all 36 states of the Federation. He said the JUSON says that they, at the interaction with the House Committee on the Judiciary, JUSON Emmanuel Abiyoyi said that federal government has complied, but the states are in default. He referred to the court's judgment of 2014 and said, we don't know why it is difficult to implement financial autonomy, which is guaranteed by Section 121, 81, and 162 of the Constitution.
Okay, Bayo, I just, you were talking about insecurity earlier. There's a story at page 6 of the Daily Trust newspaper.
Yes.
And the headline is, Zamfara drivers on strike over highway kidnapping and robberies. Commercial drivers plying the 100-kilometer Gusau-Dansadao road in Zamfara State have gone on strike to protest incessant kidnapping and armed robbery. That's according to the Daily Trust. It says the highway stayed empty of commercial vehicles for a 4th day on Thursday as the drivers refused to work. Now, it says that the story continues that the armed criminals are the ones who are adjudicating between residents. For instance, in Babadoka community, a middle-aged man was summarily executed by the bandits in the presence of residents after he was accused of witchcraft. Wow. So that's a serious thing. Well, you know, the issue of ways and means, whether there is a supplementation of revenue through ways and means, which the Edo State Governor referenced, and for which you have had rebuttals by the Minister of Finance and all that. I think that it's important that going forward we have a clear state of the economy, and therefore the responsibility of all stakeholders as to what to do. I know that the common phrase is tighten your belts and so on and so forth, but where are we so that you can also moderate expectations? Because if everybody knows that, look, these are tough times financially, then you'll be in a better position to moderate your expectations, especially from some of the unions that are insisting, for instance, on the enforcement or implementation of MOUs or other forms of agreement that have been reached with regard to outstanding allowances and so on and so on. If the government doesn't have the money to pay you, where would the money come from?
Bayo, you don't have time to respond to that. We want to thank you and wish you a happy weekend.
Thank you very much.
We're sorry about that.
As your lady says.
All right, this is Good Morning Nigeria. Don't go, we'll be right back, and the program continues.
Dialogue, empathy, love, and unity. These are vital components of nation building.
For all to be well, we appeal that we should refrain from volatile, provocative, inciting messages and language.
Let's build and not destroy.
My name is Osage Ehanere. I am Minister of Health. We have just taken the vaccine. It is the AstraZeneca vaccine. This vaccine is safe, properly researched. It is in use in many countries. We urge all Nigerians to submit themselves to taking this vaccine. Persons who are 18 years old above. Otherwise, it is safe. You take your second dose after a period of about 10 to 12 weeks, and then you have immunity. Nigeria is aiming to vaccinate 70% of our population, and therefore be one of that 70% to give us herd immunity. Herd immunity means that Nigerians will not easily become infected even if they get in contact with the coronavirus.
These days, people get their news and information from more media sources than ever before. Some of the news and information given are fake, unverified, doctored, and manufactured to create confusion, stir disaffection, and cause disunity. Before you believe or share any news, ask yourself, is this real? Is it from a credible source? Is it verified or verifiable? Fake news is dangerous. Whether you do it for fun or for political gains, real people can get hurt. Fake news, don't create it, don't spread it.
This is a public service announcement from NTA.
Although social media as a channel of communication is inherently harmless, it becomes harmful and damaging when used without discretion and thoughtfulness. Bad social media users spread rumors and fake news without verification. But good social media users stop, reflect, and verify information before sharing it. Be a good social media user. Stop the spread of fake news. Verify the authenticity of your source and use social media responsibly for a better Nigeria. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, in collaboration with the National Orientation Agency.
Life is a game. We are cool. We are trendy. Energy moves us. Sports is our game, our oxygen. Because with the round leather, we ball. We hustle. All over the land, north and south, we are united in the positive glory. We are encapsulated by HIFL. We live for the game. It's game time. Showing on NTA Network.
West Ham continue their bid for European football when they visit St James's Park this weekend. This Saturday, it's Newcastle United versus West Ham United on the Premier League Live, showing on the network service of the NTA from 12 p.m.
The Premier League Live is brought to you by Baba Ijebu in association with Gold.com.
It's Good Morning Nigeria on NTA's network service. Now, before we commence our conversation on a review of the Edo 2020 National Sports Festival, let's listen into this background put together by Tamara Ebewe. She's our sports correspondent.
It all started in Lagos as a biennial event aimed at encouraging and promoting mass participation in sports from the grassroots throughout the country, to give sportsmen and women a platform for healthy competition among themselves, to promote socio-cultural integration, enhance national unity. It is also a platform that provides host states the opportunity to upgrade and acquire sports facilities and infrastructure. 13 states have hosted the Games since 1973. Lagos, Edo, and Rivers have hosted tries. The worst setback in the history of the Games was when Cross River State failed to host the festival for 6 years. Former Youth and Sports Minister Solomon Dalung returned the festival to Abuja in 2018 for the 19th edition. Prior to Abuja 2018, the festival was closed, meaning it was for home-based professionals only. But now, it's an all-comers affair, with being a Nigerian athlete as the key pass for participation. After suffering 3 postponements due to COVID-19 pandemic, Edo 2020 with 8,000 athletes and officials was a reality. After days of competition, Edo 2020 was bided farewell in start.
The Games have rekindled the spirit of unity and togetherness as a people, and has seen the display of enviable sportsmanship that represents the true spirit of Nigeria.
It's a game that we've been able to see where opportunity were created for a 12-year-old athletes to participate. Like we have a 14-year-old girl in golf, fantastic. We had 12-year-old in gymnastics. She's won about 4 gold medals from Anambra State.
Delta State won the games with 384 medals. Edo trailed with 341 medals, while Bayelsa sits third with 169 medals. Katsina, Kebbi, Adamawa, Sokoto, and Taraba states complete the bottom 5.
I'm celebrating. Woo!
How long have you been waiting?
Oh, endlessly. You know the good thing about it? We won the trophy, and then we won the bid. Can you beat that? God is great, huh? I love this.
Delta has won the game 6 times as Delta States. 3 under defunct Bendel State. Never hosted the National Sports Festival except for 1981 as Bendel States.
All right, many thanks, Samara, for that wonderful background report. And like the former record holder in the long jump, Yusuf Ali, said during the festival, we can only go forward. The National Sports Festival can only go forward. And we have our guests here to review how it all went right here in the studio. So let me quickly begin with introductions. Joining me right here in the studio, we have Ambassador Mary Onyali, who is the special advisor to the Minister of Youth and Sports Development. She's right here. She's also, I call her my mentor, because far back in 1986, when I was making an inroad to the training pitch of the National Stadium, she was already a junior national champion, in fact, competing in World Junior Championships. Ambassador Mary Onyali, thank you for joining us here.
Thank you.
Good to have you. And we also have with us Dr. Mike Enahoro. Why are you beaming with smiles?
Because I am one of you.
All right, Dr. Mike Enahoro, thank you. Of course, by the way, he just bagged his PhD, so congratulations on that.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
And here in our studio as well, we have the General Manager, NTA Sports 24, Femi Johnson. He's fondly called Chipolo Polo 1 of NTA.
Thank you so much. It's
right,
a
GM?
great pleasure.
Chipolo Polo 1.
That's it.
Good to have you with us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Kinsley.
All right. Okay. But delight to have you all in the studios. Once we get the signals from our engineers, we'll also bring in a couple of other guests from remote locations. Mike, congratulations on your academic accomplishment. Let's begin by returning one more time to our correspondent. Again, of course, is the General Manager of NTA Sports, Femi Johnson. Femi, you were at the Sports Festival, which wound up on Wednesday. What are your impressions of this Edo 2020 that just ended?
Let me first of all say that Edo 2020 was actually a reality and a festival to behold. To behold because it restored Nigeria's unity for our Nigerian youths. When you see the way they behaved, the way they were doing, the way they were taking everything, it was like that bond called Nigeria is being brought back. And everybody enjoyed themselves. Besides that, the quality of infrastructure that was put in place by Edo State is really massive, impressive, modern, and it could be compared to any outside stadium or any other sporting facility that you can think of. And also, the good spirit of sportsmanship shown dovetail into the COVID-19 protocols. We have almost about 8,000 athletes involved, so many officials involved. And at the end of the day, the NCDC were able to discover 17 people who were positive. They were isolated, and by the time after that treatment, they came back and the test conducted on them was negative. So on the whole, I would say the festival gave us an opportunity to show that Nigeria again indeed can make it in sports. Some of the highlights of that occasion, you would say, are in three ways. One, for a Bayelsa lady, 29-year-old, Asagbe Ifeazibe, who won 15 medals. She won 8 gold, she won 2 silver, and she also won 5 bronze medals in swimming. You can't imagine a 15-year-old lady taking 15 medal haul. And also a 10-year-old Stephanie Onosoroka from Anambra State, who also led in gymnastics and won about 4 gold medals. That is something to behold. Equally to Grace Nwokocha, who has been looking forward to an opportunity to participate in Tokyo Olympics, now has the ticket, and she will be representing Nigeria in both 100 and 200 meters. But for NTA, I would say that for us, it's another platform for us to showcase ourselves, to showcase what we are, the stuff we are made of. And when you say you can't beat our reach, we mean it. You cannot beat our reach. Nigerian Television Authority was able to ensure that at least the live coverages of the event daily on our news, on network news, an average of 2 minutes, 30 seconds, and on all the news bulletins. We equally went into business news, we went into news extra, we also newsline, some other stories like that. And we are back. And we still have so many chunk of stories that we are still going to give. So for us, it's an opportunity for us to say, when it has to do with any event in Nigeria, don't waste your time. Just join NTA. Look out for us anywhere. And that's why there's no place